our trade facilitation and customs management landscape has been characterized for several decades by a multiplicity of service providers. Many of you, I'm sure, have been in this business for long enough to realize that many years ago we started with an import licensing regime, which was incidentally supervised by the Ministry of Trade and Industry in the 70s. And this was escalated to the implementation of ICUMS. But then remember that ICUMS also gave way to the pre-destination inspection scheme. But we didn't stop at that. The pre-destination inspection scheme also gave way to the destination inspection scheme when we had the DICs. And at the same time with GCNet operating. Now, then this was further escalated when the DICs were terminated. This was further escalated to the conjoining of GCNet with the West Blue system or pass. And so from there, we now have Unipass/ICUMS. But the real reason why a change was not just critical but appropriate was the fact that if you audit the implementation of all these various systems that I've referred to, we ought not as a country to be having at this time challenges with revenue mobilization. If everything was going well, we ought not to be having problems with our revenue generation. So it was obvious that it was time for a change. And one of the reasons underpinning the introduction of ICUMS was to be able to address this challenge of a multiplicity of service providers working within this environment, sometimes in an uncoordinated manner. So this suggested the need of a comprehensive, integrated end-to-end system built on one platform that will have an internal mechanism to provide the effective risk management that allows you to be able to collect or optimize your revenue collection. Because once you have multiple service providers on different electronic platforms, it becomes very difficult for you to manage the interplay between the various users of the platforms. So basically, if you hear comments about, did we really need a new system? That is the answer. That if indeed all these systems that I have talked about over the last 60 years, if they were working, we should not be having challenges with revenue generation. And the fact that also it was not possible to continue having multiplicity of service providers. So that is really the basis for the introduction of this integrated solution for trade facilitation and customs management administration.